Lovely African music fills the air, and of course the dancers do justice to the music. It's the first day of the 2024 Africa Culture Festival, taking place in Gwangwamum Square, Seoul's Jongno-gu district. About 15 African countries, including Nigeria, are showcasing their culture and tradition to the people of South Korea, who seem to be quite impressed.
I was looking at the things of their things, not my culture, like another person's culture. So I look very cool. It looks very cool, and I'm interested. I like to experience like another cultures. It's one of my hobby. So it was really good for me to get here.
We had a chance to catch up with the head of the Nigerian mission in South Korea, Ambassador Ferdinand Nwoye, and he tells us the significance of the Africa Culture Festival and how the Nigerian community is faring in South Korea.
Well, I think all that are changing now. They are beginning to embrace African culture and Nigerian culture. And you know very well that it's only in Nigeria that they have a Korea Cultural Center. Yeah, it's only in Nigeria, and that speaks a lot. So they're beginning to embrace African culture. This is an annual event. You know, next week we are going to have Africa Day on the 25th, which is organized by African embassies in Korea. So it's what we do every year, and you know, it's been working, and a lot of Koreans are making a lot of inquiries about Africa, especially things relating to African food, clothing, film, of course, the K-pop. You know, the Korean pop group, the K-pop, they were in Lagos a few years ago, and it was a very big event, and they still talk about it. There's quite a good number of Nigerians here. Some of them are working. You know, part of the reason why we want this job, because it has to even do with immigration and labor. Because even the Nigerian community has, submitted a proposal for labor agreement during the visit of President Buhari in 2022. Yeah, they submitted that proposed labor agreement. So, but so far so good. Nigerians are doing well. They are working in their various places and all that. We still have a lot of them who are, teaching. A lot of them are in business and all our students and all that. So it's not been bad for Nigerians here.
The Nigerian ambassador also speaks on the significance of the forthcoming Korea-Africa Summit taking place on the 4th to 5th of June in Seoul.
The Korea-Africa Summit will commence on the 3rd of June on the 5th of June. But activities like meetings will start from 2nd and they will last up to 6th. Yeah, there's a lot Nigeria. You know, Nigeria is doing so much with Korea now. In fact, this coming week, a group of Nigerian, the LNG, they are leasing a vessel from here. You know, last month we were somewhere in one city outside Seoul where we took delivery of a vessel that was donated to the Nigerian Navy by the Korean Navy. And in January this year, a Nigerian private firm purchased a vessel from Hyundai Heavy Industry. So Nigeria has been doing so much with Korea. Yeah, they've been doing so much with Korea. And we are expecting that immediately after the summit, the Koreans are expected in Nigeria for the 7th session of the Korea-Nigeria Joint Commission, where we are expected to sign a lot of agreed minutes and a lot of agreements, including trade agreement, double taxation, prisoner exchange, visa waiver, all lots of agreements are supposed to be signed there. We've actually made the move, and they said, hold on, immediately after the summit we are coming, because the last session was held in 2021 here, so the 6th session. So the 7th session will be held in Nigeria. So there's a whole lot that Nigeria is going to benefit from.
For a better understanding of the summit, we visited the Korean Culture and Information Service Center, KOSIS, where we were able to speak with the head of the organizing committee of the Korea-Africa Summit, Mr. Jong Ki-hong. He speaks on the theme and preparation for the event.
On the 4th of June, all leaders will meet in the Kintex Convention Center, and they're going to talk about the main theme of this summit, which is shared growth, and sustainability, and solidarity. So we, the leaders, will have a chance to talk about these three themes. So this is only gatherings among the leaders. But the 5th of June, the Korean government, is organized business summit at the Lotte Hotel, and Korean President Yoon will open the business summit together with African leaders. It is not just politicians gathering. We are going to invite important business leaders from Korea, and also African leaders, and also African business, so that they can sit down together and talk about the regional or global issues or bilateral cooperations. Yes, that's the idea.
While reacting to criticisms by some that the Korean model might not work for Africa or lead to significant benefits for the continent's youth, Mr. Jong Ki-hong explains what sets South Korea apart from other world powers like the United States of America, China and Russia, while also seeking strong ties with the African continent.
Of course, as I said, Korea and Africa have been distant countries. We are not neighbor, and we were a part of different civilization, but we share the certain historical trajectories. Korea once was suffered from the colonial oppression before 1945, when it got its independence. So we know what it is to live under colonial oppression. And we also went through the deadly war in 1950s in North Korea. So we know what it is, the tragedy of war. We know what is the suffering of the conflict and poverty. And my parent generation were the one who witnessed those sufferings and tragedies, and they could make the miraculous changes over the course of just a couple of decades. Of course, it is not solely that Korea, did well. There was a lot of lucky, fortunate conditions made Korea. But what I can say is Korea initiated these new big changes, and we know how we can make the society. So in that sense, I think we have something to share with Africa. We are a bit different from the other, the big rich countries in that sense, because Korea was not born rich with silver spoons in that sense.
According to South Korea's International Trade Association, as of 2022, the annual cumulative investment between South Korea and Africa stood at a total of $9.2 billion. The Korea Tourism Organization also says as of 2023, approximately 13,000 Korean tourists have visited Africa and roughly 57,000 African tourists have visited South Korea. As South Korea seeks to deepen relations with Africa in terms of trade and investment, and also in addressing other global challenges such as security and climate change, it is hoped that life-changing agreements that will benefit the African continent, especially its youth, will be signed and implemented, and African leaders will not see the Korea-Africa Summit as a jamboree where they get to exchange pleasantries with their counterparts and take photos. From Seoul, South Korea, Temitope Fagbemi, Arise News.